code, fault code, to give you the check engine. Sometimes it doesn't give the check engine light, but whatever you change the gears, it will make you feel like there's no power. Like I'm on the 4th gear now, I'm gonna put the 5th. You see, there's no power at all. If you push the benzene pedal to the floor and nothing, even the floor, especially if you're moving from stop from 1st, 2nd, 3rd gear. So this is the problem, this A-Class Mercedes. And it's actually a series of problem. Like now, I just changed, there's no power because I have like clear sloping down. I can have this speed, but actually it's very annoying. I'm going to talk about it later, inshallah. So here we hook up our diagnostic. The engine on, switch to position 2, and you have this throttle pedal position sensors with a circuit range performance. And this is a very, very wide range fault, which includes stuff from the pedal, the petrol pedal itself, up to the engine, throttle body, and the vacuum hoses around it. That's why it's not an easy one. So as I said, it's a very wide range fault, ranging from the pedal itself with the springs, the mechanism connected to it, which in turn connected to the pedal sensor on the left. You can see it, a very expensive one, $120. For the value of this car, it's too much. Going to the engine compartment, the air mass flow sensor, which is under this resonance cover, and going to the throttle body here down, and all are connected to a very big electrical hub at the end here. I had this problem here when I have this hose disrupted before, and it's a very wide range fault. So how to fix it? Before we buy expensive stuff, we'll use some simple stuff that we usually have in the garage. We'll need just the simple equipments of the Torx and the Phillips screws to remove the covers covering the air filter and the resonance cover of the air mass flow. You can see the those procedures in slow motion in my other videos, how to remove the air intake hub here and the air filter, and it's very simple procedure. So I'm gonna just walk with you in high speed until we reach the detailed process of cleaning the air mass flow and the throttle body itself. All of this in detail in my other videos, you can see it in detail, so I'm not gonna go through it. Here you can see the connection of the air mass flow with the air filter compartment. We just remove the screws. Make sure that you don't lose anything. Easy, because there's O-ring here. You have to remove the oil cap and the coolant reserve there to enable you. We fix it back in its place after we remove the air filter housing. Here now we try to dislodge the lower screws that connect the resonance cover and disconnect the electrical connection to the throttle body. Here I'm removing the last screw to the resonance covers. I needed to use very small Phillips screw. It's very like small area there to work, so easy. Okay, now it's gone with the hoses connected to it removed with it. I remove the whole structure with the electrical hub connected. You can see how dirty the condensation oil here. Now I'm gonna disconnect the battery because the air mass flow is connected to the electrical hub. I'm gonna spray it with the air mass flow cleaner, so I need the battery to be out. So make sure that you have the codes for your radio and stereo. Here the hoses, I can disconnect it. You can see how it is dirty. I'm gonna wash it with the throttle body cleaner, any throttle body cleaner. You can see the shape, so you don't think, sometimes somebody will think that he broke it. No, it looks this way. Throttle body cleaner, I'm gonna clean those hoses and compartments. And with the air mass flow cleaner, after I left the car to cool down, you don't spray it while it's hot, you just spray it inside. Make sure that the air mass flow already is cold and leave it to dry itself. Now I'm gonna try to remove any smudges before I spray the throttle body cleaner, or after, it doesn't matter actually. So now the steps are, which I prefer, to remove the throttle body fully. So if you don't want to remove it, you have to spray it and do what I'm doing after spraying the throttle body cleaner all over those places. It will help you to remove those sludges better with a very good quality tissues. But I prefer always to remove the whole throttle body. Here, you can just spray it and then wipe out the smudges around it or inside, and make sure that you don't hit the fan in the throttle body inside fan. I'll show it to you later. Just don't click it that much because it's all electronically it's controlled by the electronic throttle body itself controller. So just wipe around it to the edges. This is in case that you don't wanna remove the throttle body itself, which I'm gonna like do it now. Make sure that everything is clean and the fan is not catching any tissues. Now I will remove this vacuum tube to remove the throttle body. I'm gonna remove it out, take it out. So with the Torx screw, I have 4 pieces there, 4 screws. I will take it out, and in this way I will be able to clean it very good. This is very simple procedure, so it won't cost you a lot of money before you start buying sensors and expensive stuff. And luckily, like alhamdulillah, it worked with me, so it was simple and easy. So now I'm trying to remove the last screw. And this is the throttle body itself. And here you can see, after cleaning, still the dirt, you can see it on the edges of the fan, the fin there, you can see it from outside and inside. So I'm gonna clean it, throttle body cleaner, and wiping everything carefully. I will wipe the inlet here also. Try not to introduce any dirt more than what is there. And you can spray also a little bit of the throttle body cleaner inside, it won't hurt anything. Of course, the air mass flow, we spray it while it's cold and we leave it to get dry, because you don't want to connect the air mass flow to electricity, the hub and the battery, while it's wet. As you see, I clean everything here. So this is after cleaning. You can see how all the surfaces are clean and the fan edges are so clean. I will spray the contact for the cable that's connected to the throttle body itself here, and the cable, just to make sure that everything's clean when I connect it back. This is the cable connected to it. Now to put everything back, I'm gonna hang the air mass flow, and actually I'm supposed to do this before, not supposed to hang it from the electrical hub only, but better late than never. So I'm gonna hang it so I can put the throttle body back in place accurately, because I still have to connect the 4 screws around it. Now you can see, make sure that you put all the screws in the same time without tightening it, so that we are sure that the throttle body is connected to its hub inside and have the seal all around. If you feel that one of the screws is not connecting good, try to exchange it with another one on the other side and tighten it. It's all Torx 27. Some models may have 25, but I use the 27, which I have here. Now we go to the hoses and try to connect the hoses which we took and put it in the same position that it was before we remove it, because it can be changed easily, like as you see here. I will turn it around a little bit so it goes straight. Make sure that the angle is straight with the throttle body itself, and make sure not to squeeze the cable itself. It will take time just to make sure that everything's connected in the right angle. Here you have very strong clip on the lower hose down there, because it connects to the small inlet on the throttle body, so you have to use a vice grip or anything that will enable you to put it back. You can see it, how it's difficult. That's why I kept it on the video. I didn't omit it because I want to show you the difficulties that you will have. So after I connected the small hose, I'll connect the upper hose, and also the upper hose plays a big role in the angle, so you may need to adjust it again. Putting the electric cable again, and don't forget the vacuum hose at the end. Now I'm just adjusting the angle of this hose, as I told you, to make sure that the air mass flow connects perpendicular to the air filter housing. Making sure that everything's connected. Here I connect the vacuum hose, and now I put everything back again after I lubricate the screws that's connecting to the air filter housing, as you will see in my other videos. Putting the housing back, lubricating the o-ring also of the air mass flow, putting the radiator, the coolant reserve back in its place. Here you can see the hose and the o-ring lubricated before you connect it inside, so it will give me the seal better. Reconnecting the air mass flow to the air filter housing back again, simple Philip. Putting the resonance cover here back again also. It's all Torx. And sometimes you'll find that your mechanic replaces it with a Phillips, so depends. It's either Torx or Phillips, just simple equipments you will need here. Putting the air filter back. The oil cap. And as I said, because you disconnect your battery, make sure that you have the code of the stereo or the CD player that you have. Otherwise, you need to connect it to external charger so you don't lose the charge for the car itself. Here the procedure is done. We put back the air inlet in its place, making sure that the angle as it was before, the bending angle, is toward the windscreen here. I'm gonna just ease it back because it's very fragile piece. So the battery, if you want to disconnect it and you don't know the code, make sure that you hook the cables, the positive and negative of the car, to external charger so it doesn't lose the code. Here you can see the inclination of this tube, that it goes with the windscreen. Like it goes relaxed, no tension on it, shouldn't be tensed, otherwise it will crack so easy. And I tried the car after deleting the fault codes after this procedure, and luckily so far it's more than like 3 months and everything's so perfect, everything's okay, no problem anymore. If the fault code will tell me specific sensor need to be replaced, it will be replaced, but since it's a very wide range fault code, I rather to do the simple maintenance procedure which is needed for any car, cleaning the air mass flow and the throttle body, which will also like ease the working mechanism of the car. Otherwise, of course, I will replace the sensor itself. If this doesn't work, I will have to replace the sensor, the pedal sensor itself, which is very expensive. But luckily, everything is working good. Now I will reconnect the battery, which I disconnected the negative charge of it. And otherwise, if you don't have the code of the stereo, I recommend connecting to external charger. Hope you like this video, find it beneficial and saving you money. Don't forget to subscribe and like or dislike. See you in other videos, and for the meantime, bye bye.